Sydney Paige, my guest for the evening. You know exactly where you can find her, at Sydney Paige. Links to all of her social media are in the episode description below. Please make sure at the bare minimum you follow these folks on social media, bump those numbers up. And then when payday rolls around, hey, you know where to go. Links to everything in the episode description. Sydney, it is a pleasure to have you on tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let me ask you what might seem like a dumb question, but the breadth, or whatever that word is, of your career, what do you consider your job title to be?
I am a Defrocked Physical Excitement Engineer.
Okay, I read that on your Twitter. I enjoyed that. What exactly does that mean?
That means that I take my clothes off and do stuff that you like.
Fair enough. I mean, I think
or I'm your naked therapist. Either way.
That's a nice one too. I like
Depends on what kind of day you're having.
Man, I interviewed someone earlier and we were talking about her OnlyFans, and she said, one time I was bringing in groceries and I just did it topless and I put it on my OnlyFans, and everyone was like, oh, you should do more of that. So many girls in this industry, I feel like, could just do like day in and day out stuff. And as long as you pop them titties out, guys will be like, yeah, I'll pay for that. Sure. Yeah.
One of my third top selling video of all time since 2016 is me washing my hair.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It is beautiful hair. I'll give you that. I would pay to see that.
It was platinum back then. It was blonde, but yeah.
Okay.
Just me washing my hair. Top 3 video of all time.
It's so strange what people will like and what they don't. And as long as it's not destructive, yeah, go for it, man. I don't give a shit.
I mean, if you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, turn the camera on. Let's go.
There you go. So let me ask you, let's ask the boring stuff and clear it out of the way. Not boring necessarily, but how did you initially decide to get into the adult entertainment industry? What was the crossover from quote unquote vanilla normal life to let's do something different?
So on April 17th, 2007, I decided that I was tired of going to high school and college at the same time and working 2 jobs. So I found an ad in the newspaper and started at like this really shitty strip club. And then, a month in, they were like, what are you doing at the strip club? And then I went to the nicer strip club, and it all just kind of, my whore bingo card is filled out. I've done it all.
It's so funny. Even the club recognized, like, Sydney, you're too good for this place. So what are you doing? So how did the girls that the managers went to them and go, you're just in the right place? How did they feel to that? Like, did they try and make the jump or no? I
don't know. Just like people just kept asking me, why aren't you at this, And it's Oklahoma City. There's not, big clubs, but they're just like, why are you not at this one? Okay. Like, oh, well, I guess I'll go stop by.
Okay. When you were dancing, do you remember your most successful night? And is there any interesting story behind it? Like a big German bachelor party comes in and something like that?
Well, I danced for 8 years and I did travel dancing. So I have quite a few. I have one that's real fun. I worked at Scores in Baltimore.
Okay.
And the night that Michael Phelps got his DUI, guess where he was?
Scores in Baltimore, I would assume.
Yeah, he was up there.
Okay. All right, that's a good one. Now, was he paying for lap dances or?
I don't know. I usually don't, like when famous people don't come into the club, fair. I'm not saying all of them, but like when they do, they don't really, like it's an experience thing and they kind of want stuff for free. So like all the girls will flock to them. So I'll go hang out with the other people that are getting ignored.
That's a good idea. Go. I have a fan question for you here, and I hope you'll take it as the joke it is in stride. It's from Brandon Brown. Hi, I want to become a porn star and trying to figure out how to get into the porn industry. How many fucking emails do you get every day?
I got one today. And I told him I would give him a step-by-step for $200.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that ruins my bit. I was hoping you would go, oh, I hate it. And then I would go, let's just make the definitive guide right here. Let me tell you from the outside perspective what I would say. I would say start building your social media profile. Okay. Learn correct grammar in your emails and how to reach out to people, how to do it.
Learn how to take a photo.
Photos of yourself, the ones you see in like casting stuff side by side. And not just, what do you think of my dick? Can I do porn? Thank you.
Right.
No.
Right.
Okay. So set up your profile, establish yourself in the world.
Yeah.
And then maybe find other newer content creators, work with them, try and work with them, present yourself professionally.
Do some collabing.
Exactly.
Don't be picky. Because I know some people who have gotten like started kind of like that and have gotten bigger, but at the beginning, you're not going to screw like Sophia Locke. You just like showed up.
Sure.
Like that's not going to happen. Like, so it's just whoever's around you and body types and like, you know, skin color, like whatever it is, you got to get that video out.
Now, let me ask you, is that same piece of advice? Okay. And this is totally going to be different. But does that somewhat also apply to females coming into the industry in this sense? If they're trying to be independent, I interview a lot of newer girls on my show as well. Like I have a split show, and a lot of them you can tell the ones that are going to make it, and then you could tell the ones who want to make some money in this, want to do whatever, but it's everything by my own way, which I get. I respect. Right.
I get that, but you got to be malleable. Sometimes there are hard boundaries that you should not cross. I've walked off set, just been like, nope. But like, sometimes you got to be like, okay. As long as it's not harmful, it's just like something I wasn't really planning on doing today.
Sure. Not, exactly. Not destructive, not harmful, not someone untested, something like that.
No.
But like, I don't know, this guy has kind of a gross hair lip, but his dick looks fine. Might have to do it today, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Was anyone a mentor to you when you got into this industry, or have you gained any mentors as you've been in it?
No, actually. And since I started stripping, then camming, then fetish, then porn. So what I do now is I mentor.
That was what I was going to ask. Are you mentoring? Because you're now knowledgeable on it.
Yeah, I've got a whole, gaggle of models. I just recently helped a bunch of models get like their pictures for AVN to have signed, hooking them up with photographers, helping them design business cards, this and that. There's one girl where, she's 24, 25, but like the biggest thing is either young or MILF. And she looks young. So I was like, really kind of lean into that. But like, it's like walking through a field and you know where the landmines are. Okay. Just tell them it's there.
Yeah. It's so weird. There's a weird dichotomy because I hear strip clubs, the back room is very competitive, a little bit cutthroat. It can be. I guess it depends on the club. I've heard a lot of horror stories of girls who used to strip and say, that's my client over there. Don't go near them, this and that.
Yeah, that does happen.
But I also have heard that there are mentors kind of in the strip game. A girl will teach you how to do this, show you how to do this. Yet when you go on Twitter and you look at porn star Twitter, everything's so nice. It doesn't seem as competitive until like someone gets canceled or something like that. Then
that's just the front room.
See, and maybe that's it. That's the front room. But it doesn't say, a lot of interviews I do, a lot of people say, no, I didn't really have a mentor. I didn't have someone that showed me how to do this.
No, so I realize that, and now that I've got, all of the information, like there's nothing you can do in sex work that I haven't done or been adjacent to. So I just try to help out.
Okay. All right. Do you have anyone under your wing currently that you can see and recognize, like, yes, she'll make it in this industry, but is there anyone you look at and go, and I'm not asking you to name them necessarily, but superstar status. I see superstar status in this person.
I wouldn't say superstar yet, but she's going to do real well.
Okay.
And she's one of the girls I helped design, her pictures to sign at AVN. And I was telling her, like, this is the kind of paper it needs to be on and this and that. And she sent me a bunch of photos and I was like, it's going to be this one. You'll be making eye contact. Like, it's a whole thing. And there's another one who I absolutely adore. And she's going to be really, really great for right now, the fetish and amateur scene. Okay. She's going to blow it up in like the next year. Okay. And we'll see where she goes from there. Okay.
All right. I will ask that name off camera because you never know. She might quit tomorrow and then we all look foolish. Who knows? When you came into the porn industry, did you have, like you said, your personal boundaries and your boundaries? Did you have things that were set, and did anything eventually lessen? And, you're like, I'll try that now. Maybe you enjoyed it, whatever it was.
Well, I started stripping in Oklahoma City, and you cannot touch. Sure. Like, you sit on your hands. So, like, that was a big one to get used to, because I started, after I turned 21, because of the laws, I started dancing in Dallas, and I was like, oh my God, he has his hands on her hips. That's crazy. It's just kind of like the new normal. And like, am I okay with that? Like it's fine if he puts his hands there, like whatever.
Sure.
And stuff like that. And it's always just kind of been like, okay, because by the time I finally got to porn after like fetish and camming and stuff, it was just.
Sure.
Like,
Next
there's
step.
only one thing that's happened on a porn set where I, like, instead of saying cut, I just looked at him and said, dude. Because he just like, he spit in my face.
Oh, like, was that planned at all? Oh, was it a rough shoot?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because like, you know, we go through the do's and don'ts with each other and like get to know each other and get to know what, you know, we're comfortable with. And now, like, I used to say like, oh, I'm fine with everything that I'm being paid for. Which means like no anal unless that's on the ticket. But now I have to say, please don't spit in my face.
Hey, sir, I'd really appreciate it if during our work day today, you could just not spit in my face.
It was a...
Oh, man. Look, there's something hot about, you know, if two girls or if the girl's really into it, a nice watery spit. I don't mind seeing that.
Yeah, because I've had to explain that too. And they're like, okay, so no spit. And I'm like, I'm not saying that. Like, you can just... But it was like, and it was also a shoot house in Miami, and you know, you have to turn the air conditioners off, like because of the buzz. So it was hot. Everyone was sweating, and he just, but like, I just looked at him and was like, dude. And the director was just like, nope.
He spent the morning drinking coffee and orange juice where it really just builds up. That is so horrendous. Look, again, you know, it's sexy.
Hey, you know, plug Flint Mints. Amazing.
What do Flint Mints do?
So there are these mints. It's this company that came out and they make you salivate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like a lot of like porn people use them. When I see something interesting like that on Instagram, I'll like DM them and be like, hey, like if you send me some of your stuff, I'll try it out, you know, like just disperse it.
Sure.
So Flint Mints sent me like a huge box of these things and they have different strengths. And like I'm on, you know, antidepressants, so my mouth is dry. So like during the scenes, I'm always like chewing on them. Was it something before stripping or was it stripping? That's brilliant business sense right there, personally. You know, I do that sometimes when I do with the interviews with the new girls. I'll say, now is the time to mention people you'd like to work with if you want to do that. Okay. Because you never knew who's going to see it, who's going to do whatever. Did you always have that business sense a little bit, or did stripping and then camming kind of teach you what goes into that? Both.
Okay.
Like I've always been pretty business minded about it because this is a job. Sure. And that's why I took it, because it was a job. But kind of realizing what doors are open and what doors are shut based on, you know, what I'm doing, my follower count, what my branding is, etc.
Sure. What do you think your branding is right now?
Usually I'm on break right now, so I have some blue, but usually, you know, I do the very all-American look.
Okay. Blonde.
You know? Yeah. You've been on my Twitter.
I've been, trust me, I've been everywhere that you've been. I've seen, yes, that's a creepy statement to make, but I'll say it anyway.
You have no idea. So, I'm to the point now where I get recognized in public.
Okay.
Usually at airports, but I was sitting, at this tea bar once, talking to someone and, said something about my cat, and he was like, oh yeah, how is Cookie doing? And I was like, oh, like you could see on his face, like, she never told me her cat's name.
That is how a thriller movie starts, by the way.
Right.
And then by chance, you're both in the same aisle. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
Oh.
What do you wish you had more knowledge of before getting into actually shooting porn? Like, again, we talked about your business sense was good and it developed over time. But is there something, if you could go back to the beginning of shooting content where you go, listen, Sydney, this is what you're going to want to do 5 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever it is, to either to boost your business better, to, I don't know, expand your horizons, to narrow your horizons? Is there anything you would go back and tell yourself when you first started shooting?
You know, there is, but I still wouldn't have done it. It's social media. I hate social media. I don't have any personal social media. Like, I've had, like agencies and, like stuff like that say, just why aren't your numbers where they need to be? It's like, because I don't want to fucking tell the whole world that I had an egg and a piece of avocado for breakfast. Like, what the fuck?
And yet
no one cares, but then they're like, everyone cares.
It's crazy that there are a group of people who give a shit what you had for breakfast, right? And if you post it topless, they'll sign up for it. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. Do you wish you had any skills that you had developed before coming into this? Not so much knowledge, but is there something, again, not that you would go back and tell yourself, but do you go, man, I wish in my first year of shooting content, I may have been better at this?
Sniffing out bullshit and price negotiation.
I never ask price. I never ask any of that stuff because I think, and this is no disrespect to you, I think if the audience heard how little you get paid, they'd be for scenes, they'd be so depressed. Like,
I love it when they're like, I jerked off to you all day. And then I'm like, oh, you should grab something off my wish list then, like, to say thank you. And they're like, oh, but I watched your content all day. Like, okay.
I think the outside perception is Sydney shows up for her shoot. It's an hour-long scene, so it takes an hour and 15 minutes. She gets paid between $20,000 and $30,000 as she leaves, and then never touches her phone the rest of the night. Did you know getting into this? Okay, so again, you had stripped and you had done this and that. Did you know getting into this industry it would be as little to do with you having sex with people on camera as it actually is?
Yeah, I did actually.
Oh, okay. Bummer.
Like most of my job is back end.
Yeah.
Like I'll have worked all day, but haven't said a word on social media. Like there's so much back end. And then I was lucky to be a cam girl first. So hardware, software, I got it.
Sure.
But like, I really want to hire someone. But like, I did hire someone for like a week to do my OnlyFans, and I speak plainly, I guess you would say. And my clients caught on immediately, and I had to fire them.
You know what? You got to do it. I mean, I get it.
What's up? They were like, "Hey, sexy." Like, you're not Sydney.
Okay. Let me see. I wrote out some other questions, but I really want to get into the stuff we were talking about. Let me say, are you tied in? Do you feel like you're tied into any specific niche? Are you tied into a MILF niche at this point to like the average viewer? And do you have any problem with that? Do you wish you could be seen as anything different?
No, MILF is fine. I started like actual porn when I was 32. So they were like, welcome to porn. You're everyone's mom. Like I occasionally get to be hot wife, or like I'm always in some sort of position of power. Like I'm teacher or doctor or something like that.
Sure. Last one that I have written, like we'll go, but how do you ensure that your content aligns with your authentic? This sounds so stupid. I write these out when I'm like smoking weed late at night, and I go, make it sound very professional.
That's the way to do it.
How do you ensure the content you create aligns with your authentic self rather than just market demands? Or fuck it, they're paying for it. Whatever the market needs, as long as it's within my boundaries, I'll put it out there.
B.
Okay, fair enough.
Sydney Paige is a character that I created, and she was created for you to like her.
Very fair.
But she, like, I know that there are other things I could do to make the character more likable, but I have to keep it kind of in my realm.
Sure.
Otherwise, I might go crazy. And I have seen people completely lose themselves to characters, even with like voice pitch and stuff, and it's weird to watch.
Sure. Oh, yeah, it's a little strange from the outside if you see that.
I met one. She created her character, then she became her character. I mean, she's very well off now and like retired, so maybe I should have done that, but
yeah. Did her voice?
I can't.
Did her voice change after she retired then? Like if you see her now, is she like, hey, how you doing, Sydney? What's going on?
No, she became the girl she created.
Wow. For life too. Mm.
Yeah.
I know you're a musician as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the first love by far?
Yeah. I've been playing music all my life. My aunt and uncles have a rock band. Like my whole family is musicians. And if you can't play an instrument, you can paint and write. Like it's just a bunch of artists.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad cut down trees before he died, and my mom worked for the state. So I didn't really get any of those good genes passed on.
Oh, I didn't say they were good. We're artists. We're sad.
Okay, that's fair. My wife is an artist. She's always quite sad. But you know what? So is that your first love? Obviously, yes, it is. Yeah. How do you ever, or do you ever try and incorporate music into your content? either on your OnlyFans or anything else?
We've done like some TikTok videos. I was at a shoot. One of the guys sat down and played the piano, and it was Eleanor Rigby. So I started singing Eleanor Rigby, and then the producer played guitar, and it became like just this jam session all of a sudden. But I put it on TikTok. It's pretty cool. And my mouth is like full of donut or muffin or whatever.
My wife and I own about 6 guitars. I can only play the solo from Smells Like Teen Spirit. And that's about where it dies off.
That's about the first thing you learn.
Yep. Just about. Not so much the power chords with it, but were you in a collection of bands throughout your life, or was it always solo?
I was in one band when I was in high school. I was in an industrial band. Otherwise, it's just been me hanging out, making noise.
Did you ever play any live shows?
Nah.
We played one at a bowling alley.
Very nice.
Yeah, some big fat girl yelled at me, and I said, "Shut up, bitch." And I got kicked off the stage.
My aunt and uncles, they recorded songs and they play live, and then I shoot their music videos because I've got all this tech knowledge now.
Sure.
So that's pretty cool. I really like to be behind the camera when it comes to music.
Okay.
I want to bring the art to your sound.
Do you have any interest in being behind the camera in the other industry you're quite successful in? Do you want to eventually grow into being a director, like full time?
I already do that. With the girls I mentor, I also offer space. I've been a makeup artist, so I'll do their makeup. Brands send me like lingerie and stuff, so I give them that. They show me scripts. I tell them, this is 3 fetishes in one. It could be 3 great videos instead of one long one, just all this stuff. So I am behind the camera quite a bit.
Okay. All right. Let me dive into it. Some of the stuff you've been talking about recently online, I think it's so important, not just because my family struggles with so much mental illness sounds rough. What do we say? Mental illness. Everyone's crazy in my house.
We're a big bunch of crazies.
Sure. I'm 100% positive my mother is OCD. My brother died of a drug addiction. My dad was a dry drunk who went to work on my birthday 3 years ago and was killed at work.
Yeah.
My wife and I are both Lexapro babies. She's on
Lexapro.
There you go. She's on a much higher script than I am, but let me ask you, and please stop me when it's uncomfortable, because I am, like you said, I'm a blunt speaker. Okay? Okay, fair enough.
It needs to be talked about. That's why I talk about it so much. And, people get pissed off that I'm not posting titties, but it ain't for you, hon.
Let me ask you, when do you think the symptoms for whatever, can I ask you, are you diagnosed with anything? Is it self-diagnosed?
No, I'm diagnosed. I have a complex trauma disorder and ADHD, and that comes along with panic attacks and depression. And basically, my brain's broken.
Sure. And yeah, I'm sure social media and online and everything else really helps with that as well. I know.
Yeah, I throw my phone in a drawer.
I can. And I know I've spent the last 10 years, I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD, but I can't read a page anymore without getting down towards the bottom and going, what the fuck did I read halfway up? So
yeah, you get through a page in a book and you're like, wait,
what did anyone say there? Yeah, let me go back. And then you never read it the right way again. So I just gave up on books, truthfully. When did you recognize you were having these problems that you have, and when do you think you actually started to develop them? I can think back to when I was 8 years old and I knew I felt not normal in terms of sadness. Yeah. And then I didn't find out about it, what I may have had until 14, 15, 16. Did you always have this feeling behind, what you have?
I kind of did, but my whole family, depression runs through all of us.
Sure.
And the saddest person I've ever met in my life is my mother. And unfortunately, I got the silver medal. So yeah, I've always kind of known, and I like to be by myself. But then around 16, 17, I was like, something's not right. That was the first time I had a conversation with a family member about maybe I should be taking medication. Okay. And then they were like, you need money for that. And I was like, good point. So I started taking medication when I was 23. But this depression that I have, it is ever present. It's not something that comes and goes. I tell people you could give me an orgasm and $1 million, but there's like this electric hum of just, ugh.
It's something just isn't sitting right. You look around and everything is sitting right. And there's something in your head saying there's something that's not there.
It's like, I say it's like walking parallel to reality. Like I see it. I see what's supposed to be happening here. And then like, I'm not involved, but do I want to be involved? Should I get involved? Or should I just like stand over here? Like, I'm just going to do whatever.
Mine is everything is firing on all cylinders. Shit's going great. My wife is telling me this is so great. You're doing such a great thing, great job. And just something pops in where I go, and maybe this is trauma based, but something pops in.
Are you sure I'm not a piece of shit?
I was smoking a lot of weed the other day, and I start tearing up to her. I'm sorry to admit this to my audience. I know you guys think I'm a big, cool, tough guy. I'm not, and I never give that impression. I'm a bowl of Jello. But I said,
I cruise by on like the cool girl attitude. Like now I'm just fucking sad.
I go by angry and I hate everything, but in a funny way. Like, we'll watch a trailer and my wife will go, that doesn't look bad. I go, oh, I fucking hate that. That looks terrible. But it's something in my back of my head that just goes, you're wrong. No matter what question you ask yourself, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Is it right to do this? Should I feel happy about doing it? You're wrong. No, you're wrong.
No.
And it never goes away, it feels like, right?
Yeah. Ever present.
So one other thing, and I want to get into, one other thing I'd like to say, and then I'd like to get into you. I heard a Rogan interview a few years ago, and, anyone's opinion on Joe Rogan, whatever it is, but the guest was very interesting. And he was talking that a lot of these mental conditions that people have may not actually be, and this isn't to downplay it for you or for anyone else, may not actually be as chemically driven as they are trauma driven in our past. And I found...
So I know about this. What happens is parts of your brain and parts of the connections that are supposed to be made atrophy. So at that point, medication doesn't help anymore. Okay. And that's where I'm at. I quit taking my antidepressants a month or so ago because I saw a doctor and he was basically like, because I just brought a list because I'm in a new place, like about to scare the shit out of this dude. And he was like, okay, so it's been going on this long. It's ever present. Like these parts of your brain have atrophy. What we need to do is like regrow the connection. So now I'm doing ketamine infusions.
So that's so scary to the outside person hearing that.
It's scary to me.
I'm not thrilled about it either.
Right. I get to go once a week and chill out and, put poison in my veins and be like, please be happy.
So again, me being just dumb outside, ketamine's a horse tranquilizer?
Yeah, it's an anesthetic.
Okay. So talk me through it. You're going once a week now, if you're comfortable talking about it. And how long does it take?
So the full course of treatment for severe, life-threatening, treatment-resistant depression is 8.
Okay.
And then after that, if that doesn't work, we're going to move on to TMS which is like the electricity. And then if that doesn't work, we're going to move on to ECT, which is inpatient, where every couple of days they put you under and induce seizures to kind of just turn your brain off and back on again.
Okay.
And that's fucking terrifying.
Very terrifying.
It's been 20 years, more than 20 years. Make it stop.
Yeah.
Please.
If it's too personal, don't answer. And actually, I don't even need details if it's too personal at all. Do you know the traumatic event that you think may have triggered some of this in your life?
My childhood wasn't great.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then, the nature versus nurture thing and, the depression runs through my family. I never stood a fucking chance.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. So you already had the genes and then you went through a rough childhood as is. Yeah. Same thing with my wife, same thing with me. You can kind of identify, I can't identify I probably can one exact moment.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it here.
I have those moments where I'm 100% sure that this made it worse.
Really? Yeah.
There are 4 traumatic events that have happened in my adult life, post-18 life, where I'm like, that fucked it up. That fucked it up really bad.
What do you remember about, not detail, what do you remember? I remember the smell of those events. I have them in my head too. One, I was about 12.
God. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
I can smell it. I can hear it. I can see it. Like my body goes full into it. I'll start panicking, but I'm just chilling on the couch.
I don't know where I park at the grocery store most of the time, but I can recall those things like
I'll pull into the driveway and be like, how did I get here?
But those things you remember
on
in
April
detail.
17th, 2007,
Sure.
I became.
Yeah. All right. So is there a way to I don't want to say check this. Let me ask you, is porn good or bad for things like this? People.
It really depends on the person.
Gotcha. Okay. So how do we assess that when it comes to newer people coming into the industry?
First of all, if you have to do anything mind altering to be at your scene, you need to leave.
Sure.
If you ever have I don't know if I want to do this, leave. It's not worth it. Go home.
Right.
Reevaluate.
Yeah. And that's just, are we talking boundaries thing or maybe even...
or like, your agent's pushing you to do something and you feel like there's a lot of like peer pressure from, people's in positions of power, especially with these young girls, and they don't really have the wherewithal to be like, no.
Right.
Absolutely. Because they like, maybe it's right, maybe it's not, because they're still learning. They're still like becoming grown up. So it's not, any faults of their own. Like if you have a second thought, listen to it.
Sure. And that's kind of why mentorship's so important, because so many of them don't know, like we said early on, right? Sometimes it's a shitty thing you got to do, but it's not outside of your boundaries. Normally, this guy's ugly, you booked for the scene, do it. But then
I get paired with young girls a lot, because I'm mom and they'll like go over boundaries and stuff with the director and everyone there. And then I'll pull them into the bathroom and be like, okay, like I will not affect your job in any way, but like, please tell me your real boundaries, because I'm going to get real creepy real fast. I teach them like the double tap thing. Because there was one girl I had to be kind of aggressive with. I had to lift her up and put her on a counter, like sort of aggressive. And I was like, if any time I'm doing anything that you're not liking, double tap me and I will switch.
Gotcha.
Because they don't want to say no because they think it'll like fuck their shit up. Because I have to like poke and prod at them a little bit. Like, listen, like, I don't care. We're going to get this scene done. You're going to be comfortable. We're going to get paid. We're going to get the fuck out of here.
Have you had any pushback from any younger girls on that?
No.
No. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if sometimes they know more than you. You know how younger people are sometimes. Like,
yeah, but I have this face.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That's
you
true.
don't fuck with this face.
No, I wouldn't. I'm terrified doing this interview right now. So have you gotten any... I know you're on break right now, but have you gotten any pushback or anyone in the industry saying, hey, maybe don't discuss industry-wise? I understand fans are like, show your tits. I'm not worried about your electroshock therapy. But have you gotten any pushback from the industry like, hey, Sydney, maybe dial it back just a little bit?
So by the time I started speaking about mental health, it was, I've been speaking about it the whole time, but like my personal struggles and stuff, it was last year. And, I don't have agents anymore because, 101 is letting a rapist be an agent. And I'm not cool with that. I publicly told them to fuck off and lose my number. But at that point I was speaking with another fetish model and I was like, I don't know how to like make this palatable, like what I need to say, that I need to take time off. And she was just like, do you care about your job? Like, do you care if you get like fired? And I was just like, oh. So she was like, well, say all the things you need to say then. Like, sure. Just do it. Cause like, if my entire career disappeared tomorrow, like I'll find something else to do. I grew up in poverty. We'll figure it out.
Do you think, what do you think you would try and say it goes away tomorrow? Mainstream call, Mr. President Mainstream calls you up tomorrow and goes, we will never book another scene with you again. Continue on as you please. Would it just be camming and OnlyFans for a while? Would you go back to dancing?
Like, that sounds like a personal challenge. That sounds like I need to start an agency.
And that's a good point. You mentioned an agency in there and issues. Again, I'm not up to date on the behind the scenes of any of these things. So I'm going to keep everything general if possible and say this. I know a couple weeks ago, a performer was canceled somewhat, quote unquote, online. Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
If you were to have had a good experience with a performer, mm-hmm. And then it came out later that one person, not a plethora of people, but one person was like, no, this happened, this. What is your personal opinion on that? Would you go to that person and say, what happened, the male in that case, or both? What happened there? Would you be willing to work with that person?
Like how close we are. But, you know, people have different personalities, and I've seen male talent and producers and directors treat other women very differently than they treat me. And I'm not going to discount anyone else's personal experience. Like, again, I have the space, so I don't get fucked with a lot. Mm-hmm. But I've seen it, and I've been like, that's not okay. Don't do that.
Right.
So, like, if he was a really good, because I had one, like, he wasn't getting canceled, but there was some drama between, like, this director and another director. And I was like, I'm going to hear them both out, like, because I know both of you. And it just added up to be a bunch of, like, miscommunication nonsense and, you know, territorial bullshit. But whatever.
I saw one woman was getting harassed because she was still selling a video that she made with one of these people. That she recorded
with him, and
And now, again, that is like the first time I've seen backroom of a strip club on porn star Twitter, where I'm like, ooh, these people are going at each other's.
The only one that really bothered me is someone came out and she posted this whole thing about, like, I'm not gonna, you know, stand in line with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna, like, in solidarity. Like, it was a post that was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where she basically said, like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and I'm not gonna, like, stand with victims.
Yeah.
And I was just like, blocked. Oh my God.
You know, I totally get that, and I feel that way too. I think that's terrible. But
the entire comment section was like, girl, are you for real?
And I get that. I think that's just a dumb business decision. Like, the money's in the women. You're going to want to. So if you had a great experience with a guy and someone else had a bad one, it's almost like, hey, I'm going to pretend like I wasn't on Twitter that day. Maybe if, like, you know, if I have but I don't know.
Yeah, I had to come out and say something similar to that because people were talking about Robert from 101, and I said something, and I was like, and people were like, yeah, you know, stand with the victims. And I was like, I personally was not a victim. However, I do stand with you.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know, if I was it's so tough because that one that we talked about recently was, again, in a positive way, not a negative way, a pile-on. In a good way. Like, pile-on sounds like a bad thing, but the way I'm using it, it's
I don't know, that sounds good in porn.
It's like everyone putting their hands up going, yes, I've had an experience like that as well. I've had it.
And sometimes it takes someone saying, you know, this, and, you know, there's a lot of coercion, and then, like, you're like, wait a minute. Oh my God, that did happen to me. And, you know, like, it takes someone saying something for other girls to kind of put two and two together about, like, something they felt uneasy about.
Yeah, they may have felt uneasy, and then someone else says they're not supposed to do that, and it clicks in your head and go, well, shit, they did that with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, I'm a victim too. Like, we need to stand together and stand against. But then, you know, I'm on the porn, like, WhatsApp, like, where all the girls talk. Sure. So I do also see where it can snowball into a dangerous place. Mm-hmm. Like, if we could all keep a cool, level head and keep the facts, that'd be great. Like, put the pitchforks down. Yeah. Like, let's have dialogue.
I think people that should be out of the industry should be pushed and forced out of the industry. My only concern is I've had one bad interview with a porn star. I've done 150 of these, and I won't name the lady, but she's a, you know, older lady who's, you know, worked in the 2000s, and the whole episode she just bitched to me about younger girls don't want to fucking work. They all want to get paid. None of them this and that. Maybe it was they'll do things for free and this, and I get that. I get why that's a concern. But then don't sit there and bitch to me the whole time about it, and at the end be like, and I can't figure out why I can't get work anymore. It's like, I think you might just have a bad attitude. So I start offering suggestions. Again, unprompted, I should have shut my fucking mouth. But I start going, you know, have you ever considered maybe this? Because she's not, I don't know social media, I don't know this. And
well, that's the other thing with the, like, you know, standing, you know, with the victims and stuff. It's also a good business model, because I get asked all the time, like, by directors and producers that I'm on friendly levels with, like, hey, who around here should I hire?
Yeah.
Like, you should like, this girl's professional. And, like, I'm not going to say the girl who is like, I don't stand with victims. Like, I'm not going to recommend you for shit.
No, and I can't recall who it was, and I wouldn't name them anyway, but that one person who they were like, this is my highest selling video. And she wasn't like some huge...
I read it. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I don't remember exactly who it was, but I think to myself, I go, man, that really fucking sucks. You either stand with your people and lose however much revenue, and maybe that's rent this month. You know, it's a tough situation. No,
it's not.
No? Okay, fair enough.
No, like it's your highest selling video. Cool. Yeah. It's also massively triggering and is going to take away opportunities in the future. You're going to lose money keeping that video up.
Right. Come out and be the good guy and say, I'm deleting this video.
Yeah. Take it off. Say you took it off. Say I wasn't personally a victim, but hearing all these stories, I don't think I want to be associated with this.
I think from the outside, my biggest concern would be, imagine I go, I stand with all these other people and I will delete my videos and whatever. And then it turns out like that guy, someone just had one bad interaction with him. Yeah. He ends up getting support.
No, but this is multiple. Sure, it's been going on for a little bit. I'm surprised it took this long to blow up, actually.
Totally. That seemed like it was a case of that's a rough performer and maybe they didn't stay within boundaries. Was that kind of the situation?
Yeah. And then, you can withdraw consent. And that was, the complaint of like 2 or 3 of the girls is, they withdrew consent and then the performer kept going.
Again, I don't want to challenge that face of yours, but let me ask you how the business, like in a nice way, because how does the business work if you're halfway through filming a scene, they've agreed to pay for, I don't know what they even pay for, travel, hotel, anything like that, and you withdraw consent? What is the business aspect of that? Like, again, everyone works differently, but what would you expect?
If I withdraw consent, I am probably uncomfortable enough and pissed off enough that I don't really care about the money. Like, I'm out.
Okay. Fair enough. I get that. There should be at least travel and hotel should at least be covered. I don't know.
It's generally like already been covered.
Okay. All right.
Like, if you're already like out there and then you're in the hotel, you've already flown out there. But like, I mean, and get on Twitter, find someone else to work with. I mean, just talk to people.
Does this answer my question? I was going to ask, has porn benefited or been negative for your mental health? Mental health. Don't say mental illness. Mental health. Has porn been beneficial? Is that why you're taking a break? Do you need to see if this is a negative for you, on the whole?
Oh, no, I'm taking the break because ketamine infusions are rough and I'm really focusing on self-care. I'm really focusing on my physical health. It has nothing to do with work. I mean, I picked up a show the other day because someone wanted a show. Like, I'm still kind of doing stuff, but like my main focus right now needs to be myself.
Okay. And are you going to go down that full path we discussed earlier with checking in, electrocuting your head to seizure, all those pleasant things?
Yeah. If what I'm doing doesn't work, we're going to try something else. And if that doesn't work, we're trying something else.
Because honestly, what's the difference? If you're not comfortable sitting around talking, being yourself, who fucking cares what job you have, what anything else? It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Being a sex worker has allowed me to afford these things. So like, it's been great. There are definitely days where I'm like, this is negative to my mental health for sure. But then like, I wouldn't have been able to afford antidepressants. I wouldn't have, and with Pineapple, like I helped Leia when she was setting that up. We did like podcasts and stuff. They've been there for me. Like I have a lot of resources now and a great support network because of sex work.
I kind of know, but can you explain to the audience, what is Pineapple exactly?
So Pineapple, it is mental health care for sex workers. So personally, I have been fired by a therapist because of my job, because he was like, all your problems are your job. And I'm like, this is how I'm paying you. And it's absolutely not. So it's like people that they have listeners. So if you just need to vent, and then they can hook you up with therapists. They've hooked me up with a psychologist recently because things got a little bad. And then there's also Cupcake Girls, which is another, they do group and things like that. Like addiction therapy, like just, getting stuff together. They are like awesome organizations. And they're completely like run by given money by charity. So they're at all the conventions and like they're there like spin the wheel, and they have an inflatable couch that all the porn stars sign to like raffle off and stuff. Like, it's really great, and it's not really taking money from anyone, and it's also a sliding scale. So like, if you're like, I'm depressed as shit and broke, like, they can still help you. Like, just lay it all out for them.
Well, if they have a donation link, I'll put a link to that in the episode description as well. If you're listening or watching this right now, and you do want to contribute to
Pineapple is fantastic. And the girl who runs it, the girl who found it, she's also amazing. And like, it's worldwide. And, some of their biggest like contributors are like StreamMate and like cams.com and stuff like that. So like, we're all kind of coming together for that. Because if we feel healthy and we're happier, because we have to be on for everybody, everyone makes more money.
Yeah.
And you feel better.
Yeah. You if you're happy, you're going to film more scenes. You're going to be more energetic during the...
Yeah.
I doubt it. You probably put on a performance no matter how you're feeling that day, I assume, right?
Sometimes it's really hard.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Let me donut hole this back around. I think that's a radio term. Back to some of the content in the beginning, all right? Do you think you have a definitive scene that if someone was like, I'd love to see your work, Sydney, you go, right there, check out that one?
No, so this is a weird fact. I have never seen any of my porn.
Huh? How does that work? I understand it. I have to actually edit this with my audio turned off. I set it to make sure the levels are...
secondhand embarrassment.
Can't do it. I can't do it.
But like, I see people post GIFs and I'll like repost them, but I've never I've gotten fan mail like, I loved you in this, and this, and their titles. I don't know what the fucking titles of these videos are.
Oh, wait a minute. I saved the title just because I thought it was the most ridiculous fucking thing I'd ever heard.
Is it the dick talking one?
No, it's from...
Oh, damn.
It's from one of your MILF scenes, okay? The title on IAFD, which is the Internet Adult Film Database, which, you know what? Let's do a thing I do called stat check first, okay?
Okay.
This is just using the Internet Adult Film Database. It's basically to track the progress. Now, it doesn't include the 50 scenes you did over here and the 200 you did for OF and this and that. The numbers are wrong. Every time I present that, the woman I'm interviewing goes like this, okay, good, the numbers are wrong. I lay out the numbers and they go, those are wrong. I go, yeah, no, I know. I got you.
I've personally emailed them once because like every single thing was wrong on the page.
Well, let's check. Amount of scenes I have is 154. Male performers you've worked with, 57. Female performers you've worked with, 54. It lists you as a nominee for an award, but I only do AVN. It seems like the easiest way to check it. Do I see 0 noms and 0 wins?
No wins, but I've been nominated.
You have been nominated. Okay. 1 time, 2 times. Any idea?
A bunch.
Okay. All right. I'll make sure that's fixed up.
I don't keep up. I don't go to the shows, like conventions. Like when I still had an agent, she was like, you're going to AVN this year and you're going to sign. And I was like, I'd rather sign my fingers in a car door. And she didn't think that was funny.
I like to bring, we're in New Jersey, so I like to go to Exotica and I bring my wife, and my wife is my producer, but she's vanilla. She's an artist. She basically, go ahead.
They paid for me to go to New Jersey in 2019 because I was one of the trophy girls for the Inked Awards.
Okay. All right. Did you like it? Did it smell like an armpit?
Well, the thing was I was fucking nobody at the time, and it was me and Lauren Phillips, and then Small Hands and I'm blanking on her name. Joanna Angel. Yeah. So it was us 4, them, super famous, me. The guy's name is Dick that was like just doing all the stuff. And he was just like, I saw you on cam and I really liked you. I thought you had all the stuff. And I was like, okay, like I'm fucking nobody on this stage, but cool.
Let me tell you though, I interviewed Brenna McKenna early on in her career, who is a great performer. And I went to go meet her at Exotica with my wife. I do a little like the thumbnail I make. I just want you to throw a signature on it so I can hang it up. And she turns around. She almost teared up. She's like, you came here to see me? I was like, you're the star here. What are you talking about?
That happens. That happens to me. The first time I went to AVN, I wasn't signing or anything. I just went to like hang out. And people were like, oh, Sydney Paige. And then like right after COVID, it was like Exotica or XBiz or something in Miami. And I had a hat on, a mask on, and I was walking and someone yelled my name.
That's cool.
And I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
now, is that cool?
Full incognito mode.
Is that cool or is that not cool?
It's fine. It was just weird.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. Especially when I started getting fan mail, like like papers with stamps. Like there's logistics to go through. Like it's just very, very odd.
Sure. The title for this MILF scene, according to the Internet Adult Film Database, is Anal Auntie's Escapades. Now, do you remember shooting Anal Auntie's Escapades? Do you know who you filmed it with?
Was it Nikki Rebel?
No, it was Ryan King, I believe.
Ryan King. Oh, yep, I do. I know. Okay. J-Rock directed that.
Okay. Yeah, it was the first ridiculous title I saw pop up there, and I went, holy shit.
I had to do, so during that scene, he's out, my nephew is out, and I have to like send like sexy snaps with like, you have to put the words in there, like Auntie's waiting for you, and I still have those in my phone. Like if anyone gets a hold of my phone, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Because the camera had to show what was on my phone.
Let me ask you a ridiculous question, and then we're going to wrap this up soon, but do you have any moral objection to anything that is in the norm as far as mainstream goes?
No.
You're acting, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I think it's partly because I don't have kids.
Fair enough.
Like, I don't have that connection.
Gotcha.
Because when I first started, they were like, we can make you the aunt. And I was like, what's the difference? And they were like, mom sells more. And I was like, well, get on mom then.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, maybe if you had started as little sister and then worked up and then either had nephews or nieces or whatever, you might go, just wondering. We've had a really good discussion about newer people coming in. So this is a question I pose to everyone, and I am shocked by the answer most of the time. What is the age? Because there's a whole bunch of different ways to go around it. There's devil's advocates. There's, what is the age that women should be able to get into porn? And then I'll throw a million devil's advocates at you.
Okay. I think 18 is too young.
Okay.
I would say probably 21.
So I've interviewed plenty of people, a lot of girls who started at 18. They all say 21.
Yep, okay? I started at 8. I started 3 days after my 18th birthday.
Now, to be fair, you have the anecdotal, the anecdotal cases where it's the 16-year-old girl got kicked out of her house, jumped on couches for 2 years. She's 18 now. Shouldn't she be able, she could go fight in a war overseas or, be executed in the electric chair. Shouldn't she be able to do this?
No, I was a survival sex worker.
Sure.
I needed the money.
Sure.
And because I do think about that, if that wasn't available to me, because in those 3 years I started dancing, I got my own apartment, I bought a car, I was able to, focus more on college. I did so much stuff, but what we're doing, we don't understand. And then I kind of went on a better path than some of the others I've seen. There was a girl that I worked with who was 18, who was still in high school. And, 3 months later, when she's ready to graduate, she looks completely different and has an oxy addiction.
Yeah. Okay.
You need a little, but this goes, I don't think it's about age. I think it's about situation. Maybe you should have had better parents.
Yeah. And it's about maturity too. Cause I've met 19-year-olds who blow these 40-year-olds out of the water in terms of maturity. So it's always tough. We kind of came to this consensus, and I wonder if you would sign off on this. Just say we're not going to be able to get it out entirely.
Yeah.
What about from 18 to 21, you can have a solo OnlyFans account? Only. You cannot shoot mainstream. You cannot shoot with a male. They won't upload it. They won't take it, whatever. And then once you've been in and understand it, more than just dipped your toe, you've actually learned the social media aspect. You know about the stuff going on behind the scenes. 21 hits. Now you can go shoot your first, double anal gangbangs if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I kind of got training wheels too, because I started, 18 to 21, Oklahoma, no contact. It was a beer bar. You couldn't serve alcohol with 21-year-olds on the premises, so it was beer. So I training wheeled into it too.
Okay.
But I still wasn't ready.
Sure. And I've met some 35-year-olds who weren't ready when they got into this. So it's always tough. I'm in agreement with you that I think 21's probably better. You don't want to make a string of mistakes at 18 that you'll eventually overcome and whatever, but
I don't think you should be on camera for those.
I would
go work at a titty bar. Like, don't fuck up on camera.
It's not
and have to follow you for the rest of your life.
It's not a terrible idea. I don't dislike that.
Like, until you're 21, no cameras.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, Sydney Paige. You know exactly where you can find her, at Sydney Paige. Links to all of her social media in the episode description below. Remember, it's Monday. You don't have any money. You're broke. You have to at least follow her on Twitter, okay? Instagram, anywhere else she is on social media. Friday rolls around. Your kid is like, oh, I need the payments for my braces. You tell them next week. Okay, next week, because I have something to go sign up for.
Deal with it, snaggletooth. Get out of here.
Yeah, try a liquid diet, sweetie. Okay, there you go. There you go. Made her gag. I have done interviews with Sarah J, someone else, and you now, where I wait to make a joke until they're drinking something, and now I can claim at every airport when I'm waiting for you to walk up, I can go, I made her gag. And no one will understand the context of that whatsoever.
I love when I get recognized at the airport and the guy's walking with his wife and kids and goes, I'm like,
Ladies and gentlemen, Sydney Paige. Sydney, thank you so much. I really do appreciate not just what you're doing to help your own self in this, but how much you're doing for other people. I would say, as long as it's not affecting your money, keep putting it out there because there's such great stories, and you know, the mental health stuff, the mental illness, the crazy stuff is so important to get out there. It really is. So,
I mean, even if it does affect my money a little bit, fuck it. It's the truth. Like the conversation I had with the girl that was like, how do I make it palatable? And she's just like, it's the truth. Just tell the truth.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah. Sydney Paige, thank you so much for coming on with me.
No problem. Thank you.